Well, I thought I wasn't going to make this video, as ranking the yellow tools specifically is kind of hard to do, but since we hit the light goal in the last video, I had to put this list together. Now, how do we rank these items? Since for the most part 3/4 of them don't actually affect combat and are more of the helping you with your exploration portion of the game, this was a tough list to put together. I went through all 13 yellow tools and tried to categorize them. So I'm going to rank my top 5 by items you would actually equip on your crest and provide you with the best benefits. And if this is your first time here, don't worry, no boss spoilers on the background footage. Now let's get started. Coming in at number 5 we have the Magnetite Brooch, truly a staple in the Metroidvania genre. This tool automatically pulls all rosary beads towards you so you don't miss any of them, having them roll away into spikes or getting lost in a corner. It might not be the most exciting tool, but considering just how many rosary beads you need for, well, everything in this game, having every single one you come across is going to matter a lot. Between benches, bellways, tools, and even entering one shop in particular, you're going to need thousands of beads for 100% completion. And luckily you can get this right away from the first shop vendor for 120 beads in the Bone Bottom town. I think I had this thing equipped for like 90% of my first playthrough, so it definitely earned a spot on this list. At number 4 we have something that everyone used on their first playthrough and honestly probably in their second and third, and that is of course the compass. Obtained the first time you meet Shocker for the blowout price of just 70 rosaries. So back in the first Hollow Knight, badge slots were very limited, but this time around, since we have dedicated yellow tool slots, you can equip this thing with little to no downside, especially in the early and mid game where you aren't going to find much better until later on. Until you get to the point where you can have most of the map memorized, this is just going to stay on. Like, don't get me wrong, after 100% completion, I could probably make my way around the map without it, but it's so much more convenient with it on. In the number 3 slot, we have the Weighted Belt, which is another returning badge or tool from the first Hollow Knight game. This tool can be obtained fairly early on as well in the Pilgrim's Rest shop for 160 rosaries. This belt helps keep you grounded when you attack, preventing Hornet from moving away from her target when trying to get multiple hits in. It also reduces how much you get knocked back when you get struck, which could definitely be beneficial from knocking you off the map or into various traps. I have noticed with the Wanderer's Crest, since you're attacking much faster than other crests, this is way more beneficial at keeping you close to your enemy during multi-hits. Don't sleep on this belt, it's actually not that bad and definitely worth a yellow slot. At number 2 we have a tool that I bet 80% of you wrote off as soon as you found it, the Barb Bracelet. So I guess the devs learned their lesson with the extra damage badges. If you want your damage to explode, then you're also going to take more damage with it. This really is like the Fury of the Fallen badge from the first one. That one increased your damage when you're at 1 HP. This one just doubles your damage taken, which in my opinion is better. The bracelet is located in everyone's favorite area, Sinner's Row, and this one is just looted in the southernmost part of the map. Now the double taken damage is kind of wonky. Enemies that hit for 2 H-bars sometimes hit for 2, but other times on multi-hit bosses I still just take 2 damage and it wasn't doubled. So I'm not sure if that's an intended bug or what, but honestly you can just kill bosses so fast with this thing if you give it a shot. If the run back isn't too bad, do 2 or 3 attempts just to learn the boss pattern, then get in there with this equipped and just secure that win as fast as possible. And finally in the number 1 slot we have the much deserved Magnetite Dice. For those who like gambling or negating damage for free, this one's for you. Obtained from the Blasted Steps area, these dice have a 2% chance of negating the next hit taken. And every time you do get hit, the percentage actually goes up another 2%, up to 10% maximum. So if you do the math, on average, 1 in 13 hits are going to get negated. Or more if you're just a lucky person. Plenty of times in my playthrough, these things save me from death by proccing at just the right time. You'll know it worked when you get a blue aura and an audio cue when it goes off. Just send them on your tool belt and let them work for you. And I think that's just about all I can say about the yellow tools. Sure, the Silk Speed ankles are nice, and you can use the Thief's Mark to farm rosaries, but those aren't going to be as equipped as long as the other ones that I have listed. So for those reasons, they didn't make the top 5 despite being very usable. Thanks for watching guys, some of you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.